British daily newspaper The Times carried an article today stating that UK's Channel 4 News will telecast a special documentary, Sri Lanka's Easter Bombings Dispatches, tomorrow based on information from highly placed whistleblowers about alleged complicity by officials within the Sri Lankan government. The Times of UK says that a whistleblower named Hanzir Azad Maulana claims to have orchestrated a 2018 meeting between a senior military intelligence official Suresh Saleh and Islamic State-affiliated bombers to hatch a plot to destabilise Sri Lanka. The British TV station Channel 4 famously previously aired an investigatory documentary titled Sri Lanka's Killing Fields, covering the final few weeks of the civil war. The documentary suggested that human rights violations and war crimes were committed in the final stages of the war. The Sri Lankan Guardian, meanwhile, in an article published on the 12th of August, claimed that Azad Maulana, alias M. Mohammed Hanzir, the whistleblower named by Channel 4, had embarked on an effort to fabricate lies in his latest endeavours to seek asylum. Speaking during the latest episode of At Hyde Park with Indivari Amuwatta on AdaDerana, national security expert Professor Rohan Gunaratna exposed shocking evidence of a confession made by one of the Easter Sunday bombers, which was released by way of an audio recording during the Current Affairs programme.
A video where Zahran Hashim and his fellow attackers pledged their allegiance to what they believed was their faith and religion. Who exactly are these bombers?
The Easter Sunday attackers came from a cross-section of society. They came from if you draw across, from the rich, from the poor, the educated and the less educated. So it's a reflection of Sri Lankan society, because radicalization spread not only among the poor but among the rich. Radicalization spread not only among the poorly educated but the well-educated. In Shangri-La there were two bombers. One was Zahran Hashim, and there was also with Zahran Hashim there was Ilham. And there you can see in the image profile of Ilham, and his brother Inshaf attacked the cinnamon grand, and they were the sons of the wealthiest spice trader of Sri Lanka, Ibrahim Hajiar.
We have Mohammed Ilham Ahmed and Mohammed Insaf Ahmed, the two brothers.
Yes, absolutely. They are the two sons of Ibrahim Hajiar, the richest spice trader. They had a lot of money and they funded Zahran. In fact, I want to share with you that they were the primary funders of Zahran Hashim. There was a man before that called Abdi who also provided funds to Zahran. But the two main financiers were from these two brothers.
Ilham and Insaf, the two brothers. What were their targets on Easter Sunday?
Ilham attacked the Shangri-La Hotel, and Ilham attacked the target together with Zahran. And Insaf, Ilham's brother, attacked the Cinnamon Grand Hotel. We also saw that Ilham's wife, Fatima Jeffrey, she also mounted an attack when the police came to question her, and that was at their home in Mahavila Garden. So in fact, in that one family, we saw two brothers, one of the wives of the brothers, and Fatima Jeffrey had an unborn child and another two children. So Fatima Jeffrey, when she detonated the device, the unborn child and the other two children were also killed.
Sacrificing in the name of what?
Fatima Jeffrey and Ilham and Insaf, they all believed that they are going to go to heaven. They believe that they will have an audience with God. They can take 70 relatives to heaven, including their family members. They believe that they will be forgiven for their sins and vices. The men believe that they will have 72 virgins, beautiful girls. So I think that all this has been created by extremist and terrorist ideologues. They are not a part of mainstream Islam. Mainstream Muslims do not subscribe into killing themselves and killing others.
Jamil came to Sri Lanka, and in 2014 he tried to travel to Syria, and he formed the organization called Jamiatul Millatu Ibrahim. Did they have the blessings of the ISIS leader Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi?
Jamil was in direct contact with another Sri Lankan who was with him in Australia, who was also radicalized in Australia, called Arus, and he was in constant touch with Arus. He was also in touch with other Sri Lankans who were there. As you know, a total of 32 Sri Lankans traveled to Syria, and when they traveled, the then Sri Lankan Minister of Justice told in Parliament about the Sri Lankan travel to Syria, and then of course there were Muslim politicians who accused him accused the then Justice Minister of being racist. But I think that had they listened to the Justice Minister, Easter Sunday attack we would have prevented it. One of the brothers, his last message, and he says in the broadcast, you can hear it, what he says.
Shall we listen to the audio recording of one of the two brothers who attacked on Easter Sunday?
If I attain Shahada with the permission of Allah, I'll seek Shafa for my family and the ones who are close to me and the ones who fulfill my amana. I have taken a journey. It is the command of Allah to do jihad in the cause of Allah.
Firstly, this is not the thinking of the Muslims of Sri Lanka. This is the thinking of a very small group that has been radicalized by these foreign ideologies. What he says is that he wants to go to paradise and he wants to seek Shafa, that is, he wants to take his family also with him. And then he gives an example from history which is out of context. And he says that he is carrying out the command of Allah, the God, to wage jihad. Jihad means holy war.
Where is Salafi Wahhabism coming to Sri Lanka from, Professor?
Salafi Wahhabism comes from Saudi Arabia. But I want to share with you that Salafi Wahhabism has undergone huge change in Saudi Arabia after MBS became Crown Prince, Mohammed bin Salman. And now he has reformed Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has changed. But where this ideology went, they have not changed.
To understand the thinking pattern, I remember you sharing with us in a previous episode too the farewell message of the entire group, including Zaharan Hashim, who expressed his allegiance to the IS leadership. Here we did see that except one, that was Zaharan Hashim, everyone else had their faces covered. If you may explain that to us, and if there are any others whose faces were uncovered and we could identify them.
Yes. Now you can see very clearly that in the photograph you have the Zaharan Hashim in the center and all the others, their faces are covered, right? And at one point, one of the bombers, he adjusts his face and that is Ilham. The reason I am making this public is because someone made an allegation that this is an artificially engineered, artificially powered video. So I want them to know that this video has been certified by the Government Analyst Department and I have made this video public. The reason I made this video public is because someone tried to say that this attack has been mounted by the Sri Lankan security forces. I spoke to government and I explained to them during the time I was Director General of the Institute of National Security Studies and I made it public. And here you can see in the photograph Ilham's face. So if there are still people with more doubts, there's another several hours of video footage and audio footage that can be, audio messages that can be made